Bullying in school takes many, many forms. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be emotional, it can be verbal, it can be social, just ostracization because someone's different or does something else. It's important that we, as role models, parents, martial artists, teachers and coaches, try and get this kind of attitude out of people. Try and dissuade that desire to get physical all the time. When we look at our messaging, when we look at the images we put out, the memes we share, the t-shirts we wear, are we encouraging a society that's going to become civilized, educated and rounded? Or are we entertaining revenge fantasies? This week's reality check is a little different from the usual. The footage we have isn't extensive, and as you can see from it, it's a mass battle, what we would call child-on-child violence. The stakes offered in these instances, particularly at the 11-year-old end, which is where we're at here, are typically low stake. Self-esteem, punching, kicking, scratches, bruises. I'm not saying you don't get those dangerous situations in certain areas and locales, and I'm not even saying the schools are always safe places where you don't get weapons. But generally speaking, scuffles in school are precisely that, scuffles. The damage tends to be the psychological scars that the children carry on these sort of things. So when we're looking at the video, what we have here is basically a mass attack, a pack hunter. All of them ganging up, trying to take a little cheeky pop at that one kid. They don't want the one-on-one, they want to make him the victim, they want to make him feel small, they want to make him feel like he is nothing to them. As often as not, this can be a projection of their own insecurities. Often it can just be because the kids, they're not nice kids. I don't want to get too much into the psychology of violence amongst them. But what I do want to extract from this are several very significant factors. One, violence can happen anywhere at any time, especially when it's children on children, because they will often just slap out, rage out, and hit out at each other simply because they don't have a better way of expressing themselves. Their frustrations build up, and they're still at that point where their hierarchy is developing in the school. Everyone knew the toughest kid in their school. Everyone knew the brainy kid in their school. Everyone knew the top jock in their school. The hierarchy gets enforced without even knowing it. And so when you get these type of situations, it's those little battles, those little verbal niggles, those little arguments that flare over and spill over. Sadly, most adults never grow out of this. This is why road rage is such a thing. This is why disrespect fights in pub become so common. It's tragic, really, that the people that are supposed to be teaching the next generation are no better themselves in many cases. In this instance, the child got away with a few bumps, a few bruises, a few scrapes and scuffs, and he threw a few back on his own. Chances are he's going to be okay. Chances are the kids will be playing together in about 3 months, and they'll be moving on to the next person. But there's also the chance that this could become something more serious if the damage done isn't just physical, but goes well below the surface on that. Talk to your kids. Educate them, make them feel safe, make them feel welcome, and get them into martial arts. Not just because it's good for them being able to defend themselves, but because it gives them something worthwhile to do. It gives them a sense of belonging, a sense of well-being, a sense of discipline that you don't get in anything else that you can do. And that alone is worth its weight in gold. Thank you for joining us, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. A little more low-key this week, but a message that's important and needs to get out. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at Aftermathmatic, Instagram at The Havoc Hound, Facebook at Aftermath, the fight after the fight. And once more, big thanks out to my brothers, the Budo brothers, budobrothers.com. And if you're watching this on Facebook, you already know where they are there. Go check their store out, go check their gear out. They really do produce the best quality equipment, and the videos they produce on techniques are second to none. Thanks very much, guys. Keep the discussion going, keep the comments going, and if there's something you would like to see in a reality check for the future, please send them in. We read all comments and we entertain all the messages. Take care.